everyone. Google Classroom is a great chance for you to incorporate technology into your classroom. Google Classroom can help you organize your assignments better, produce better collaboration between your students, and just get an overall use of technology inside your curriculum. So today we're going to take a look at the ways you can use Google Classroom and the ways you can adapt it to fix your own class. So what we're going to do is I'm going to open up and go to a Google search, and we're going to look up our school website, alcornschools.org. And we're going to flip over across here so you can see what's going on. And once you get to our school homepage, I need you to go to Menu. And you'll take a look right here in your menu taskbar. We're going to scroll down, and right here where it says Google Classroom, you'll just take a link to that. And it's going to send you straight to Google Classroom's opening site. Now I'm going to log in with my Gmail account. Password's already there. Just put that in. Once you go to log in, you're going to need to be accepted. Once you send all your information in, we here in the technology department can make that exception, and we'll take that invite, give you the access you need to the class, and you can start building. But here's what you need to look at. On the opening page, it shows me the class that I have. And if you teach multiple different classes, or you want a different class for each block, that is where you'll see these different courses showing up. So this is the one I have created for us. It's the Google Classroom for the Alcorn School District. And this is a way for me to show you what it looks like on the teacher's side, so you can build this and sort of get this rolling inside your classroom for the curriculum that you're trying to send to your students now. So what you see here at the top, we've got 4 different tabs. We've got the stream, which any updates that you send, any announcements that you give your students will show up here when you post new assignments, when things are graded. This is sort of the overview, the course content overview here. In the ways, it's a constantly updating syllabus if you want to take a look at that. But coursework is really where it really comes down for you creating this material. So as you see, I have created some materials inside a module. We're going to call this a module, or the way the Google Classroom calls it is a topic. So what I did, fractions, percents, and decimals, I first created our topic. So when you go to create, put your material in there in your unit, you want to start off here with your topic. And it's really simple from there. You'll add your topic name. So we're going to add Google Classroom. And so now you see that our new topic has been added. So inside each topic, you have all of these different things that you can add for your students to interact with. So you've got the assignments, which is if you want to give them a paper to write, you're going to give your description about what needs to be in the paper. You'll post that into assignment, and they'll be able to go to a Google Doc or to a Microsoft Word, and they'll be able to put together that information and submit that back to you. But if you want to do a quiz assignment, if any of you have done any kind of online courses, maybe through a college, or maybe have helped someone with online courses, maybe through Canvas or Blackboard or any of those learning management systems, you can upload your multiple choice quizzes where it can automatically grade them for you, and it'll show you the analytics behind it, which questions were right, which questions were wrong, who did what in each area. So the quiz assignment is a really great way to incorporate that as well. Of course, if you just want to post one question, sort of like a discussion, I'm going to post a question. Say, what is a fraction? And allow my students to interact with each other in sort of a discussion-based commentary. You can post that. You can post multiple questions on top of that. Material is something that would be used in many different ways. You can include several different types of material, whether that be an informational packet that you have, whether that be a PowerPoint. It could come from Microsoft PowerPoint, Google Slides, any kind of Word document, videos, charts, whatever you want to put in there, you can add through that material section. And then as you go throughout your classes, through this semester, next semester, and into several years ahead, you can reuse those posts. You can go to archive classes, you can pull the stuff you want, and you can put that into one section. So here's what I want to do. I want to show you what this looks like on my end. So I'm acting as the teacher right now. And our fractions, percents, and decimals, you can see that I have posted all of these different things within my section. And of course, I don't have any students in here now, but as they go to turn stuff in, it'll show me when exactly this was turned in, and how many people did that on time, if I can set a date to it. And then you can also find what's here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back out to all topics, and we're going to look at this individually. So my unit PowerPoint. So the student will be able to go and look at this PowerPoint that we've got, fractions, decimals, percents, and then everything that's listed in that PowerPoint will show up to the student. And they can see that, they can print that, they can write on their screen if they have a type of device that will allow for that. And so you can interact with that if you have the proper tools there. So I've got my PowerPoint here, of course, the instructional packet. If you've got something that you're using that you get offline, if you use something off of Teacher Pay Teachers, or you've got some website that you really just love, when you download that stuff, say you're going to make some copies for your classroom, most of the time you'll download it as a PDF, you'll copy it, and you'll go and pass it out to your students. So this is a way to minimize having to make copies, and you can still use the same information that you've got. Take that PDF, download it to your computer, and upload it there. And we'll go through that process here shortly. But of course, you can get your PDF of that PowerPoint. This is a video, so it'll take me straight to a YouTube video, and it will play this YouTube video.
Okay, here we're going to look at an example of writing a fraction.
So this is a way that you can incorporate that within your classroom also. And then here's our discussion style questions. So what is a decimal? I asked, what is a decimal? And when it sends it to students, it allows students to come back and give me the answers. What do they think? Is there something specific? Have they heard something in the past? What does it look like to them? And they can answer those questions. And then at the end of my unit, I provided a quiz. Now you can upload these quizzes in different ways, but to me the easiest way is if you're going to create your own quiz, you do it through Google Forms. And so when you get access to Google Classroom, you get that access to Google Forms. And what I did was I created this, and this is the simplifying fractions. I created 3 different parts to this. The simplifying fractions, and it just goes through, and I have these set up as short answers. And then there were several other parts to it where I had you have a multiple choice section. You've got your discussion, your short answer, matching, fill in the blank. However you want to arrange that, you can do that within your quiz inside the Google Classroom. So now let's take a look at how we create stuff. So inside my Google Classroom, I want to create an assignment. So I'm going to open assignments. It's going to ask me for a title. So we're going to give it the title of creating, if I could spell, creating assignments. Okay, and if I want any kind of special instructions, something for the student to know what to do, I'm going to say, please create one topic module with 3 items. So we're going to create these items, right? And what I'm going to do, maybe I want to add a picture. Maybe it's in your Google Drive. Add the link. I can go to the file and grab that picture from somewhere and put it on there. If I'm asking them to, take a look at this map and tell me where, such and such country is, or tell me how this graph compares to the other one, you can add those inside there, a part of this assignment. And of course, you can add your YouTube. But what's interesting to notice is over here on the right side, you can distribute this to all your students or individual students apiece if you want to separate them in groups. You can determine how many points do you want this to be worth. And you go in there and you just simply change the point value. I can place a due date on this. Let's say we want this to be due March the 20th. At the end of the week, we'll send that at that time. And then this is the important part. Once you create your modules, you want to make sure that every piece of work is tied to that module. So in that topic, I see that I want this to go to my Google Classroom. So let's add it to Google Classroom. And I added that to the Google Classroom. You can add the rubric if you have something specific there. But other than that, I've completed everything that has to be done. So I'm just going to assign it. And as soon as I click assign, it adds it under that topic area. So when my student logs into the Google Classroom account, they see all of this in the order that is presented to them. Now let's say that I wanted them to answer these questions first after I've created all these topics. Then I could just simply take it and drag it. I want them to answer them first, so I'm going to move them up to the top to answer them first. So those are different things that you can do as far as presentation comes to the opening of the student. So after they've created their assignments, let's add some material to it because everyone needs to know what's going on here. So I'm going to add some material, and we're just going to put PDF for materials. And I can go over here to add. And I have downloaded a couple of PDFs. I don't know if they're actually PDFs. I don't know if they're actually PDFs of how to add materials, but we're just going to add one here. This one looks like we're going to convert fractions to percent. So we're going to take that one on here. And we're going to upload that. So as you can see, you've added the PDF on how to convert the fractions to the percents. And we just saw that earlier. I'm going to tag this to Google Classroom topic, and I'm going to post it. So now the PDF for materials. So that's how you'll go through. It's a very intuitive process. It sort of walks itself through it, but it's important to know the little ins and outs of it. And the more you work it, the better you can get at it. But the most important part is making sure that your students are involved. Students are engaged in the class. And you can manage your students. You can manage your students' grades through the grade book here, off on the top tab to the far right. But what's important is you need to be able to check out who's in your class. So what you do, you go to students, and you can add your students by typing the email's address in. If you have them already in a cluster, you can type their name in, but the email address sends it straight to them. It invites them, they click accept, and boom, they're a member of your class. They're receiving updates, they're receiving assignments, everything that they need to participate in class, they have that once you get them invited. And then, say maybe you and another teacher are tag teaming this effort, and you want them to help you with your site, they want you to help them with their site, you can take that and add a teacher as well. So if I wanted to add someone else, let's just say we wanted to add Dylan to this, we could just go in here, I'd click Dylan, we'd invite, and now he's been invited to join our class and also operate as a teacher. So if that's something you want to do, maybe you want to use this across your whole grade, or maybe you want to use it across different subject area teachers, that is a great way for them to incorporate each and every different rolling part of the video. And of course, once you get some grades posted, once students are interacting and taking part those grades, then that'll show up in your grade book. And it'll grade it automatically. For the most part, it'll grade it automatically for you. You can go in and you can just record that in your grade book, put it in to the grading system, and you'll be ready to go. So we'll go back to stream, and as you can see, we've opened up this new setting, and the stream, someone commented. So I invited Dylan to take over to assist in taking over as a teacher, and now he's accepted and he's joined our classroom as well. So through the stream category, you can operate discussion boards, you can operate all the different running parts of the Google Classroom, and it's a great way to jump in and to get things started for your students. But after you get all your modules set up, you can arrange them however you need them to look. You can continually add and pull stuff away. If you feel like you're not going to get to a unit inside your topic, just take it out. There's no harm in deleting it. You can see what's been deleted, but your students can't, so they won't be able to access that if they don't need to see that type of information. And if you're working midway through the topic, you can put that information back in there. So there's a lot of different ways you can jump into that. And then, of course, if you go over to your settings, there's different ways you can describe your class so it's easier to find. You can go, and if you open up in your classroom, you can share your code so students can just all do it one time without you having to go in and invite each individual one. So there are different ways that you can adjust your settings to apply best for each individual. So I hope this Google Classroom tutorial sort of helps you in maybe getting started and using more technology inside your classroom. I hope it makes things easier on you. It may take a little more time up front, but you will absolutely enjoy it moving forward. We hope you're all having a great school year, and we're looking forward to all the great successes coming from the Alcorn School District. Thank you.